Welcome back to the kitchen. I'm Chef Chip and this is Smokehouse. Today we're playing with beef again. We've got some more certified Hereford beef in house today. We've got a wonderful lip-on or prime rib, and we've got some flap steak, another very underutilized steak cut that's fun for salads, tacos, fajitas, those sorts of items, and they make great little quick lunch steaks. So we're gonna have a good time today as we get ready to play with beef because, again, it's for dinner. We're gonna get started. The first thing we're doing is we're gonna lather up our beef. First I wanna show you is this flap steak. We got a flap steak here. Slide right in there. You can easily see why they call it a flap. It's flap, sits right over the top. We're gonna take that, we're gonna trim down some of the larger pieces of fat off of that. And that's a personal preference for me. I want it a little bit leaner when I go to the smoke with it for this particular cut. Got a little bit of a silver skin over on this side, so we're going to pull back. We're just going to kind of come underneath it, just over on this one side to pull off on it. I'm not worried about getting all of it. In this particular cut, it will break because we're going to be in the smoker long enough that it will snap. You won't really find it when you're chewing. But we're going to take the large bulk of it right there off. You won't always see it on your flap steak either. Sometimes it's trimmed out by default the way they peel those back. So sometimes you've got a good portion, sometimes you've got just a little bit. And we're just gonna pull that right on off. All right, we're flipping over. Again, we're just gonna check the back side. Doesn't look too bad. Not too much I'm worried about on that. Flip back over. As usual, we're gonna rub down with a little oil. And I just want to make sure that I've got plenty of moisture to get it started so that all that rub, everything stays right on top of there as we get that cook going in the smoker. I don't want anything to get lost there. Okay. All right, at this point, keep our limes right there. We're going to hit it with black pepper and roasted garlic pepper. Then we're going to hit it with a little paprika on top. We're going to flip that over. We're going to do, again, the black pepper, roasted garlic pepper, and that paprika again. Okay, we got that. She's in. She's worked down. You can turn around. You can add rub as well if you want to use more of a taco seasoning that you've got in house. Anything along those lines can work as well. But we want to rub that down, and that's ready for our smoker. Now we've got this wonderful, just as half a lip on we've got here for you. So we've got our ribeye would come out of this, your prime ribs. We leave it whole, you got your toe, there's your actual ribeye, another piece on it, so you get your Delmonico, your ribeye all come out of this. We're going to rub it down as well. Put that olive oil on it. We want to put a nice crust on the outside top of this one. Okay. We're going to grab out of the pantry here that Rocky Mountain. That's my favorite rub. We're going to go real heavy with this. We want it to crust on top while we're in the smoker today. Again, the Rocky Mountain, if you don't remember, it's got our chocolate, coffee, and our pepper in there. So we're getting ready, and that's ready to go. Both of these meats, we're going to go in with the hickory today. Mesquite works as well. We're going to run them both right around that 210, 215 mark. Prime rib's going to take about 5 to 6 hours, depending on the size. Our flap steak's going to only take probably about 2 to 2.5 hours. It does have to go long enough to break, similar to brisket. So we're going to head out the smoker and get these started. All right, we've got our beef in the smoker. It's ready to go, so we're going to start on some side dishes. The first thing we're going to start on is we're going to make some twice baked potatoes. So we've got some pepper bacon here. Again, that's my favorite bacon. Cut some slivers of bacon up. We're going to get these sauteed up here real quick. That'll get us some bacon grease that we can use with our green beans here in a minute as well. Okay, so put this bacon in here. Twice bakes are fun. They're a great item. Great way to use up if you've had dinner the night before and everybody failed to eat all their baked potatoes. Or you've got the kiddo that decided they're not going to eat it anymore for whatever reason. Not that I would ever see that happen at my house. But we're going to take an old baked potato that's already been baked. We're going to split it down. We've got a bowl right here. We're going to take a spoon. We're going to hollow these out just like we were going to make potato skins. I'm going to leave a little bit on each side. Make sure they're stable, they don't fall apart. Now I'm used to making this in a mixer. I'm normally making about 100, 150 of these at a time. So we're going to try small batch cooking today. Hopefully that'll work out okay. I will tell you that my father was never able to do that with certain things. Pies in particular. Never could make one. Although his pie dough recipe did start with 50 pounds of flour. So I can understand the difficulties in making only one. But he never did figure that out. Alright, we've got our shells there. Line them on a greased pan. Give my bacon a stir here. We're going to come back over here to our potatoes. We're going to add salt, pepper, add a little bit of garlic. Got some green onions here. Got sour cream. Got some of our smoked cheddar. We're going to take some of this bacon here. Part of it we're going to throw right in here. Rest of that right there for just a minute. We're going to have some more fun with it. And we're just going to mix all this up to make our potato filling for our twice baked potatoes. And it doesn't have to be mashed potatoes. You can leave it chunky. I prefer it a little chunky, get a little bite and texture as I go through. I like it much better that way than I do when it's all made out of mashed potatoes. So stir this bacon here. We got a good color going on it. We're going to take a pause here and throw in some onions and a little garlic. Stir those around just a little. We're going to add some green beans, haricots verts, or haircut green beans if you're my daughter. That's a weird name, Daddy. Well, she eats them as long as the bacon's in them, so I'll let her call them whatever she wants. Cook those down in there and let those start to saute. Okay, those are cooking. We're going to start to stuff our potatoes. We're just going to slide it right down inside. Stuff goes back up. Doing a good job of getting my fingers dirty this time around. That's how we know it's good. Almost lost it. I lost that one. Alright, we're putting cheese, that's smoked cheddar, across the top of our potatoes, our twice bakes. We're going to turn these things right around. I'm going to slam these in our oven, 375 degrees. We're going to let them get good and toasty, warm, and brown on top. Come back here, we've got our green beans going. Just a little water. Get a little steam in there. I just want to soften them just a hair beyond that pure crunch. Let those simmer just a couple more minutes. I'm going to go check our smoker. When we come back, we're going to have some fun with beef. We're going to put a few things together and we're going to be able to enjoy. All right, we've got meat's getting ready in the smoker. It looks good. We're getting ready to play around now. Green beans are ready. Twice bakes are browning up on the side. So we're going to get ready. We're going to start getting ready for our flap steak. We're going to build a nice salad today. It's kind of a Southwest salad. put the flap steak and a chimichurri over the top of it. So we're going to start with that there. Get some of this out of the way for just a second. I want to steal the bowl. We're going to make some chimichurri. Start with our red onions. I've got some sliced mixed sweet peppers, some garlic. Okay, we've got some diced red chilies. Put up here. Cilantro and parsley. We're going to chop that up. Okay. Take a lime, soften it up, just put it, squeeze that down in there. Get a little bit of our olive oil. Kosher salt, black pepper, pinch of crushed red pepper flakes going in there. And I've got some poblano pepper as well that we're going to slide in there. Right there. Grab a spoon. Stir it up. We've got our quick little chimichurri. Set that off to the side. And I'm going to grab us some flap steak there that we had pulled out of the smoker back there. So we've got our flap steak here out of the smoker. Got a nice crust and bark on it. We've got our salad here with a little spring mix. We're going to doctor that up. This is a chipotle smoked Colby. We're going to sprinkle on top of there. I've got some black beans. Got some more of our roasted corn right off our cob. Got some roasted red pepper. Do some strips with it. Sprinkle that right up and around on top of there. Then we've got some red onion, some heirloom tomatoes. And we can't ever put too much cheese on there, so we're just going to go ahead and put the rest of that Colby on there. Can't go wrong with cheese on a salad. Okay, now we're going to grab over here and grab this piece of flap steak we've got here. We're going to slice it thin, just a hair of an angle on it. As you can see, this makes great fajitas. You can sliver it up. Once you've got it smoked, start you a skillet, saute your peppers, your onions, some tomatoes down in there, get all your spice rolling, fold this right into it. Makes a phenomenal fajita. Go right up on top of there with that. Then we're going to hit that with our chimichurri sauce. We'll let that just work its way right down into the top of that sauce. That's a salad fit for a king or two, but that's our flap steak, smoked chimichurri salad. As we talked about fajitas, we're going to make a couple quick tacos as well using this flat meat. Just keep slicing that down thin. For the tacos, I'm going to come back across the other direction to make little slivers, just to make it a little bit easier bite in the taco. I don't want you to bite in and pull the whole piece out, and then you're left with a taco with nothing but cold fillings. We want that beef in there. So we're going to hit it right here. We're going to get some of that flat meat down inside there. We can do it a dozen different ways. Put almost anything on it. Today we're going to hit it with a little bit of cilantro across there, a little pico right up on top, and if I can get my spoon to work, get a dollop of sour cream right on top. But as you can see, we got a beautiful little flat meat taco. Make another couple real quick, or at least one more here. Cilantro again. Squeeze a lime would always be good on that as well. Another dollop of Daisy sour cream to do ya. We've got us a couple tacos right there. So there's some tacos as well. We're going to clean this up here in 1 second, and I'm going to pull that prime rib right up for us to play with. All right, flap steak's done. Now we're going to grab our big piece of beef back here. Prime rib, roast right there for you. We got that crunch from the bark where we went heavy with our Rocky Mountain rub for you, sitting there ready to go. So we can't go wrong there. We've got our green beans right here. Bring them up for just a second. Make sure we got a good sizzle on them before we pull them out. And we've got our twice bakes. We're going to get those out of the oven right now as well. Our wonderful twice baked potatoes. We got one of those right there. Got good color on it. Always get a beautiful brown on that smoked cheddar when I use it. I really like that. Our green beans, sauteed with the bacon grease from the twice bake. A little bit of onions thrown in there, a little bit of garlic. Try to get it on the plate this time. And of course, our prime rib. We're going to come in. I want to get in towards the center here. It's a nice piece of prime rib right here for you. You can just hear the crunch on the bark on the front. And right there is our prime rib. Ready to rock and roll. We'll put the rest of this. Cut a couple other slices just so you can see. If you've got that guy that needs the more well done, cut it from the tips off the ends. They're going to be happier with that piece right there. But we're good to go. We've got a wonderful piece right there. And at this point, we've got smoked prime rib with our Rocky Mountain rub, twice baked potatoes and green beans. And we've got a great lunch right in here with our flap steaks. All right, so we know what's for dinner tonight. It's beef again, but next time when we come back, we're going to play with the pig, Indiana's favorite meat. It's one of the largest producers of pork in the United States, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that.